Yes, and here we are, guys. We are taking another look at the Holy Paladin. Just to give an update, they've done some changes to it. It's healing a lot stronger. By far, probably one of the more mana-efficient healers. But that being said, you have to be in the middle of the shit now. Your aura that you end up getting, basically I've got Devo aura set up to reduce the damage taken, because in a lot of these dungeons there's a lot of damage taken. But in order for them to get it, you have to be standing right in the middle of the shit, guys. No real changes compared to what they are on live. Ha, right, I'm lying to you. There's a lot of fucking changes, guys. No more shielding on your mastery. Basically, your healing is increased depending on how close you're standing to the person you're healing. I also have a talent that makes it to where if you end up putting your beacon up, it'll end up doing the same thing with your mastery off of your beacon target too. But basically, the way your mastery is working, the closer you stand to a person or that you're healing, the more healing they're gonna take, up to X% depending on what your mastery's at. It's kind of a cool little change. They're getting pallies back to kind of the old school feel, guys. Instead of being reliant on just standing around doing nothing, and standing back and being a regular healer like all the rest of them, you don't have to do that anymore, guys. What you're looking at doing is you're supposed to be in the middle of the action. You can actually spec into a judgment spec, even though it doesn't give you mana back anymore. You can set it up to where you can actually heal your beacon target as you end up DPSing. Really kind of cool. I think it'll help a lot in challenge modes or something. You know, somewhere along the lines it'll end up helping. These dungeons, I noticed a few areas where I could have ended up using it, but then in the 110 dungeons, not so much. Kind of like this one. I was having to heal my ass off. They are very much back into let's spam flash a light. I didn't see myself using the regular heal at all. It was all flash a light, flash a light, flash a light, flash a light. Every little piece, guys. And it really reminded me of BC and, you know, Wrath healing with them quite a bit, to where that was your main go-to in a lot of it. They also rechanged Light of Dawn to where it's like back in BC, and it is in a directional cone again. It's no longer a huge AoE. Sorry guys, but you gotta actually point this shit. The skill is coming back to the Holy Pally, and it's a nice change for once. It is fun, guys. The other thing that they're really into is you being the sacrificial guinea pig of heals. And what I mean by that is Light of the Martyr. It's an awesome heal, but man, it's like slitting your own wrist to end up healing these people. It's an awesome deal, guys. If you're topped up and you need to end up doing a real quick burst heal for an instant cast heal, if you spec into it, it won't do as much damage to you, but it also does a pretty nice heal to the person that you end up doing. It is exactly the same as what your flash is, and it's on an instant cast. So it's a good saving grace, a good clutch heal, and it's absolutely amazing to play with. You do still have Avenging Wrath, and then your Aura Mastery. Your Aura Mastery has changed a lot, guys. I mean, for cooldowns, Avenging Wrath still does the increased damage and healing. Nothing has changed there. But Aura Mastery, what's changed here is depending on which one you spec into in your level 60 talent, I believe it is. You've got one that's Aura of Sacrifice, which basically it's, you know, you're the sacrificial goat even more on heals, and anyone that's within range, all the way until you drop down to 65%, and you absorb 10% of their damage. Kind of cool. Neat little gameplay. I can see a lot of changes going on with that to really help out. The other one's Devotion Aura, and then you've got Aura of Mercy, which does a little bit of a heal. Devotion Aura, in case you guys don't know, what it does is it's actually doing 20% reduction, and then it's reduced by however many are in there, and it's split evenly. So if you've got 4 people that are using your Devotion Aura, instead of it being 20%, it's going to be 5%. 5 people, it's going to be 4%, so on and so forth. So just something to think about, guys. It does end up reducing quite a bit on what the damage reduction is. Aura of Mercy does a heal, a very low heal to 3 people that are within range. and then Sacrifice is 10%. Basically, you're absorbing 10%. You're vamping this damage instead of them having to take it, which is a neat mechanic all the way until you hit 65%. Now, the difference between each one of these is Devotion Aura. If you when you use Aura Mastery, it's going to make it so everyone in range gets the full percent of reduction. So that's 20% damage for anybody that's standing within 10 yards of you. I believe it's 10 yards. They keep changing this fucking thing's range. Not 100% sure. And then you've got Sacrifice. What that's going to do, and this seems like a pretty OP heal kind of deal, but you're going to be living on the edge. That's for damn sure. And what it does is you end up using it, and for the duration, which is like 10 seconds, all your healing, 15% of that is redirected to everyone that's in range of your aura. So that's, I mean, 10 seconds isn't a lot, guys. That's what, maybe 5 flash heals casted? So just think of that. It's a lot of healing. I mean, your Light of Dawn, if you can get those to proc, if you took Divine Purpose, that'd be awesome to end up getting a lot of healing done. But it's not great either. So, and then the last one, Aura Mercy, everyone within range ends up getting the heal, which is a real small ticking heal. It ticks every second though. Kind of a nice deal. Probably work better in raids, but I'm not 100% sure. I have not done any raid healing on this guy yet. Where are they sitting? Guys, if you played and enjoyed a Paladin, let's say BC, Wrathish, this is going to probably end up being just about the same as what you remember back then. You're going to have a lot of the action and combat that you can end up mixing in and playing. They do have an ability to where if you use Judgment, if you like that rotational gameplay, you can throw Judgment back out on the boss, and everyone that ends up hitting it will do a small chunk of healing. Fun little gameplay, guys. There's no real difference. They made it to where Sacrifice, now I don't know if they're coming out with a glyph for this yet. I still haven't figured out their new little glyph system 100% or if it's even live. But what this is going to do is whenever you end up, they've changed it, man. I mean, basically whenever you sack a tank, you're taking some hella hits. It's a lot of damage now, but it is still a tank survivor, and that's what I mean. They kind of done this wax and wane thing with Holy Pallies to really make it dangerous, and well, basically smoke your ass. That's what they're looking for, is you to end up being playing smart. And I almost went with my final talent of being you know, the second beacon, just so I could end up seeing how this plays if I put it on myself as I used it. But as I use Light of the Martyr and all these sacrificial abilities. But the thing is, guys, when you use Light of the Martyr, it doesn't transfer heals to the beacon target. So you're still going to have to use your other heals to end up topping yourself back up. You can use it all day long on anyone else. But man, it's a fun gameplay. I really like the wax and wane of it. They're doing really good with the changes here. I really can't say a whole hell of a lot, guys. And if you played this during BC to where you had a lot more action, a lot more mobility instead of to just stand back and do what everybody else is fucking doing, momentum, then you're gonna enjoy this. It's just that simple, guys. I mean, you can't go around and say, oh yeah, well, Pally was, you know, they were great where they were at. No, they weren't. They were fucking overpowered. Anything that's going to end up putting a shield on every time you fucking heal is overpowered, guys. Alright? That's why Dis needed to change. That's why Holy Paladins needed to change. And Holy Paladins were basically every goddamn spec, but they put a shield on right at the end. So, nothing you can really say about that. If you say that they're perfectly fine in Warlords of Draenor, you're a fucking idiot. Alright? And you may disagree with me, but they are way too overpowered. If a healer can't go and they can out-heal anybody just by continuously healing, then you're not playing the game right. You're basically, you know, you're playing it the way that a 5-year-old kid would with a fucking cheat code. Play the game right. Actually use your heals to where they're supposed to be. That's what they're back to with the Holy Paladin, and that's what we're going to end up seeing. They have not done anything with the artifact weapon. I don't care for the hot that's on it. So just to end up letting you know, hey, Artifact weapon still applies a pretty weak-ass hot. Just make sure you end up watching that one. Hopefully they make a change to it, because I don't care for the hot at all. But guys, this thing's playing nice. It's playing very well. It's very BC Wrath-ish, and it was fun. Again, like always, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed yourself, go ahead and throw it a like and subscribe.